Are you pleasant to be around? This is a question that I want you guys to think about in relation to socializing, in relation to doing business with people. Also, when it comes to being in a relationship, are you somebody that's pleasant to be around? When people are around you, do they laugh a lot? Do they learn something? Are they inspired? Is your romantic partner, is she attracted to your demeanor, the way you carry yourself? Or does she look at you with eyes of contempt, like this poor guy, this poor soul, he's so stressed out and, he's always complaining to me? And pay attention to your energy and what you're like when you're around people. Some of us are operating from a subconscious level where we don't realize how some of our behaviors may be off-putting to people. In a friendship perspective, I'm going to break it down for you. So from a friendship perspective, are you the guy that's always complaining to your friends about life and how you can never get a break and this and that? And look, if you have good friends, they will want to help you out and they'll want to be there for you in moments of hardship, of course. But if that's how you're like all the time, people are going to be thinking about the stress of being around you and are going to make sure they arrange their life to avoid you as much as possible. That may sound really harsh, but you also can't blame people for not wanting to see you as much if being around you all the time is a negative experience. I don't particularly enjoy being around people that are always negative. I really don't. Because I feel drained after I conclude my interaction with them. Am I there for people that really want my support during tough times, heartbreaks, someone in their family passing? Of course, I'm a good friend. I'm going to be there for my friends. But there's a difference between going through real life troubles from time to time and just being a negative guy who's always complaining. That I don't like. The economy's fucked, there's no good jobs there. It's like, man. Now, I don't smoke cigarettes, but those are the kind of people that make me contemplate starting to smoke. They just stress you out, honestly. It's like, man, lighten up. Things are going to get better. Do what you can. Take initiative. People that complain all the time are typically people that never take initiative, that never take it upon themselves to improve their life, to get out the difficulty that they're in. They just want somebody to point the finger at. It's you. You are the person that has caused this. Trump, Starmer, whatever. And look, governments, they're a consistent letdown, most of them. Right? You're not going to find a government that's going to wave a magic wand and just create perfect conditions. I believe you create your own economy. Are there places where it's easier to live a better life? Of course, absolutely. But the buck stops with you. If you're doing nothing to improve yourself, to ensure that you make more money, that you're in an environment that's aligned to your long-term values, if you're not taking it upon yourself to introduce yourself to people that may potentially be able to help you, if you're not taking initiative, then you're going to ultimately continue living the same life that you despise. This life that you're experiencing right now, you've attracted through the decisions or lack of decisions that you've made. And relating it back to people that are just constantly negative and complaining, it just shows helplessness. It really shows the victim mindset. And that's not good. Men, we're not inspired by somebody who has a victim mentality. When we go to war, we want to fight under somebody who is inspiring, somebody who believes we can win. What's the point otherwise? What's the point of going to war for somebody who is admitting defeat before you've even taken the first step. Even if you stand no chance, you don't want to feel that you stand no chance. You want to feel that there's a small slimmer of hope that we may potentially win this somehow, some way. Okay, so that's one thing, complaining, being a complainer. You're going to put people off. And if, you're starting to reach out to friends and you're noticing that not many of them want to hang around with you anymore, think about that. That might be one of the reasons why. Another reason is also you gossiping. If you meet up with one of your friends and you're gossiping about another guy to him, he's going to think, what a fucking bitch this guy is. We haven't seen each other in a long time, and the first thing he does as soon as we sit down together is he starts gossiping about another man. It's like, come on, bro. Have you got nothing better to do with your life? How's this going to help me in any way in my own life? You telling me this information about what this guy is doing. I don't care. That's their life. And if anything, it really sounds the alarm bells, because if you're comfortable talking about another man to me in that way, you're going to talk about me to somebody else when I'm not around. So men that gossip are snakes most of the time. Have you seen what he's doing? Have you seen him? He thinks he's special. They're just really slimy fucks, they're not pleasant people to be around. And you can never really trust them fully. I'm not invested in what every single person is doing to the extent to where I will take it upon myself the moment they slip up or make a mistake or whatever to be like, have you seen? I'm not going to announce their sins, their mistakes to the world. It's their life, their decisions. If people come to me and ask me for advice, Andy, what do you think about this? I'm in a bit of a pickle, this and it. I'll give them my honest opinion. But even then, I won't force them to take my opinion because it's not my life. I'm not going to be like, you should definitely stop doing, I'm going to say that, sorry, but I'm not going to, force him to make that decision. He's a grown man. It's up to him to decide his fate. So that's all you can do with friends. Advise, but you can't take it in your hands. You can't break up with his girlfriend for him. No, he has to do that. He has to sum up the courage to say, you know what, this ain't working out. And on the subject of gossiping, if somebody is gossiping to you about somebody else, tell them, listen, stop right there. I don't care. Please don't continue telling me about this person. It's none of my business. What they do is between them and God. Please don't bring them up right now. It's me and you. We're having a coffee. We haven't had a catch up in a while. Don't gossip. That's going to surprise a lot of guys. They've never been told to stop gossiping. They've always had someone entertain their gossip. And that's why they love to do it. And there are grown men with beards and everything that love gossiping, that catch up to gossip. It's a very feminine trait. It's like, what are you doing, man? That's not what we're here for. It's not an honorable thing to do, to gossip about somebody else. Okay? So tell somebody, if they're gossiping to you, hold up, I don't care. It's not my life. It's their life. Let them do their thing. Let's catch up, me and you. What's new with your life? Okay? In the workplace, your energy. If it's the energy of, oh, for God's sake, this company never gives us anything. If you're frustrated and complaining to your colleagues, you have to move strategically in the corporate world. You can't be authentically yourself in terms of venting out all of your frustrations, because there are people that will take what you say and actually feed it to the higher ups, to the directors. So you have to move in a smart way. I'm not saying that you have to be a fake son of a bitch and just nod along and, yeah, I love dressed down Fridays. I'm not saying that you have to be that guy. But be very careful with how you move. Okay? Don't say negative things about the directors of the company, senior management, to somebody else thinking, oh yeah, he's my boy. Most of the time he isn't. And if there's a position that opens up that only one person can get, we'll see if he remains your boy. Okay, so be careful. People in the corporate world are very snaky. And some of you will have experienced that. I certainly have early on in my career. There are people that you thought, man, I thought What? He really went on and went ahead and said and reported what I said to somebody? It's like, wow, really? Right? Some people will take it upon themselves. They'll do anything for that promotion. They will bend over backwards. Honestly. And then in relation to your romantic interactions with women, also don't be negative Nancy. Don't be the guy on the first few dates talking about your childhood traumas and, oh God, I used to be bullied and this and that. And it's not attractive. It's not a dynamic you want to begin something romantic with, right? Once again, it's not about being fake. It's just about moving in a way that doesn't overwhelm the other person. It's not fair on her as well. On the first couple of dates, you dumping all of your trauma onto her, right? In most cases, she will feel overwhelmed and not want to see you anymore. And for those in long-term relationships, constantly losing your mind over the smallest life events is also going to raise alarm bells in her mind. She's going to think, is this guy capable of leading us to the promised land, if you want to call it that? Because women buy into you and your vision for the future. And if you're constantly, all over the place emotionally, she's going to feel unsafe with you. Remember, safety is not about feeling physically protected. It's also about feeling emotionally protected with somebody. Can they weather life's storms? Are they confident in finding the solution? Okay? I mean, the most important thing, really, just being calm and collected. That's such an important characteristic that every guy must adopt, is being calm and collected. Not, oh my God, what are we going to do? You know that scene from The Office, right? It's happening, everybody stay calm, Losing your mind like that? No. It's not a good thing. It's going to give her, as women call nowadays, the ick, right? I don't like that word. The word ick gives me an ick, but everybody uses that now, so we've got to use relevant terms. So pay attention. This is something I want you guys to think about, because there are men out there that are unaware of how their behavior is damaging their relationships with people. They're confused as to why people don't want to hang around with them anymore. We've touched on several reasons why, right? The gossiping, the complaining, And there are many more reasons as to why people will be put off by your behavior. It's something you have to dissect. Everybody's different. Everybody's interactions are different, but you got to dissect why that is. Maybe you're just too lazy. That's also something that you need to think about. People complain about not being able to make friends in this day and age, but the very people that do complain oftentimes are the laziest friends. And what I mean by that is they show no initiative to organize anything. It's one-sided. They just sit on their ass and wait for people to invite them to stuff and fun things and to their house, and they don't do anything themselves. It's like, come on, you got to put in some effort. It can't be a one-sided friendship. If your friend has invited you to his birthday, cooked for you at his house, organized like a little picnic or whatever, and you've done nothing, and then you notice that he doesn't invite you anymore, well, it's probably because you're just not a friend that really cares. You're there to take, but you're not there to invest in the friendship. Friendships, just like relationships, are places where you invest. And sometimes the investment is, you're that guy that if your friend has any issues with, I don't know, his car, plumbing works, whatever, you offer to help out before he rings a company or whatever. Some people offer their friendship in different ways. I get that. It's not all about inviting people out. But if you're feeling lonely and you're not doing anything, pick up the phone. Honestly, guys, the male loneliness epidemic, a lot of it can be treated by just simply picking up the phone and saying, hey, man, what are you doing at 6 o'clock? Let's go and grab coffee. It could be as simple as that. When was the last time you called one of your friends to meet up? For some of you guys, it might have been a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. Start off that way. Start off small. We're not saying, you know, invite everybody to a huge cookout. No, just let me grab a coffee with you, man. Start getting yourself out there. Leave the apartment. You're at home all the time. Get out. Okay? Thanks for watching, gents. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, comment. Let me know your thoughts as well down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.